You don't build change. You don't build original things unless you spend your time in the original aspect of life. Walking out your door now and looking at that night sky, that's the only time you're ever going to be able to look at that night sky in this moment. And what do you want to do? Do you want to sit in front of your TV just like your neighbour is? Do you want to sit and listen to me? Do you want to sit and watch the next YouTube video? The next conspiracy? Or do you want to go outside, look at the night sky, take no thought for your life, and receive an original photon that started on a journey beyond comprehension to your mind from a distance you can't imagine? And it's travelled from the divine source, the creation of all, the light that is all. And it comes to you bit by bit. And it's your one opportunity tonight to receive that one photon. What do you choose? Do you choose to receive the message? Do you choose the original path? The only original life you're going to have? Or do you choose to join the crowd and do exactly the same thing as every person in your street or block of flats is doing? If we want to achieve things in life, we want to achieve things that help, that can manifest from within our hearts. You've got to unplug from the digital media, and you've got to use your time and understand the beauty and the importance and the sovereignty of every single original moment that belongs to you as who you are today.
Great Spirit, I have had it. Bring me back to the nomadic way of weaving through the damage. Mindful, stay mindful. Great Spirit for my sister.
Hey guys, I have made a few low energy videos, but this is the nature of reality. We are up, we are down, it is night, it is day. So I'm going to continue doing it that way. I don't want to be a fake YouTuber. I don't want to only do a video while I'm high and feeling good, or just back from a run so I'm really alert and switched on, or I'm at my very level best. I see that too often. I don't want to do rehearsed videos. I don't want to get into that. I just don't want to do it. I don't want scripted videos. I want it always to come from my heart or from my own knowledge. And I also want it to come from an organic place. If I'm sad, I'll make a sad video, because this is nature. This is how it is. And there's too much false reality is fed into our homes as it is via social media and the mainstream media. Everybody's always happy, and it's just not the case. As the great speech from the movie Network perfectly proclaims it. If you haven't seen it, YouTube the Network speech and you'll understand. TV will sell you any shit you want to hear. And YouTube is beginning to do the same. So let's try and keep it real. We are the people. Let's try and keep the YouTube videos real instead of making them unreal and unrealistic to people. We are not all always happy. We are not always on our best. We are not always healthy in life if we are living and pushing ourselves to achieve things. That is the topic I want to speak on, however, is living and pushing ourselves to achieve things. If you want to achieve something and build it, then you have to understand the absolute value of time. Once your body's aligned and it's operating and doing well, where you direct that energy and how you make use of the precious thing, or the precious illusory thing that is time, that our body is almost a clock to measure time passing as it ages, then you begin to understand why I keep speaking so strongly about mindless entertainment and focusing. I didn't build everything I built here for these children by sitting in a bar, ever. I didn't build one bit of it by sitting in a bar. While all the other people were sitting in bars, I was working. I was building, I was driving into it, trying to get it done. I didn't build this by playing computer games. While all the millions of other people were playing computer games and completely distracted from their mainstay abilities, I was building, fresh, new ideas, new creations. I was out in nature with an empty mind, receiving new information from different angels or angles of light or photons. I was out there doing it, all original, all completely original. Every step I took in every part of nature was an original event. Sure, other people might have stepped there, but John had never stepped there. But if John had gone and sat and played on a computer game, or John had gone and sat in the bar, there would have been nothing original about me. Because I would have embraced the conversations of the Matrix, the information of the Matrix, which is ultimately coming from people who come from an original space, but use the Matrix to control you. The digital light reality, which spills over if you go sit in a bar and listen to people talk about the news and world events. They're just regurgitating the Matrix into their own separate Matrix. I didn't build it wasting time. I didn't build it watching television. I didn't build it watching movies. I didn't build it taking drugs. I didn't build it complaining about myself. I didn't build it crying over the past. I didn't build it worrying about the future. I built it here and now. And I did it by being an original self, in original space, a sovereign being with complete control over what I was doing. No distractions. Doing nothing that the crowd was doing. I wasn't plugged into the Matrix aside from coming into the Matrix to try and work out how to use the digital light reality to help these children. And over time I've grown more confident as I'm able to speak to this camera like it's my friend. I'm able to open my heart to this camera like it's my friend because I see friends responding to me online from it. I see that this mindless digital reality that I used to fear is actually filled with love. But you have to bring real shit into it or the love's not there. It's just fear, perpetuating fear when you keep bringing in the same mainstream media, mainstream news stories. No happiness, no joy, no successes. Just misery, misery, misery. You don't build things in the Matrix. You build things by unplugging from the Matrix and coming back in and controlling it. And you get a great power when you can control the light that enters another person, just as I am controlling the light and the sound and the audio that is going into you right now. I have a great power and a great responsibility. For light and sound are the tools of God. And sadly, all over the media, the tools of God have been misused. And they've been used to distract, manipulate, and weaken humanity. And I'm not using them for that anymore. I won't let the digital matrix do that. I'm in the digital matrix and you're in there too, and you're looking for truth, and truth is there. But if you want to build and change, you've got to unplug from it. Take what you need from it and then unplug and build and change. And then go back to it to meet others like you, to hear the next message God has for you. God sends messages with synchronistic videos into my life all the time. I'm here due to a YouTube video. All of it is here because I watched a YouTube video. That's how God got me. That's how he clicked his fingers at me. And I hope that my videos awaken people to do the same. And I am told by many of you that they are. But the importance of discipline, the importance of using this precious thing that we have, time, and being an original sovereign human being is massive. Because the enemy of this planet doesn't want you there. The enemy doesn't want you strong. He's terrified of the fact that many of us are strong now. The government, which is torn apart by this nothing short of demonic behaviour, with these monsters and gargoyles in charge, perpetuating war through the central banks over and over again. They're terrified of the new generations waking up. And if they weren't, they wouldn't put controlled opposition in there to misguide them and to steer them away. You only try to control an opposition when you fear it. They fear that awakening more than we fear theirs. We've got nothing to lose. They've got everything. Because they depend upon their materiality. We depend upon the kingdom of God. When you hope to change and build, I can only tell you in my life, that which I've built, which has helped these children, helped these people, provided employment for 74 people in 3 years, has provided education and medical care to thousands of children and thousands of people in 3 years, has saved countless lives, not me directly, but this work that all you guys made possible, has alleviated much suffering, and still, as I speak this moment, is alleviating suffering. And long will continue to alleviate that suffering. The suffering created by that same enemy that I say fears you. But I didn't build it. I did not build it by standing in a bar. I didn't build it by watching the TV. I didn't build it by playing computer games. I didn't build it by watching YouTube videos. Eventually, I got to the point where I used my time, and I used it in an original way. And while many around me were wasting their time, I was focusing. Even if I had nothing to do, I was visualizing what needed to be done and using it as a precious moment to see and visualize. And many things I visualize have come to fruition, if not all at this point. If you're addicted to pornography, you're going to build nothing while you're using that pornography. You're not going to hear God while you're using it. If you're using alcohol every weekend, you're not going to be as efficient a human being as you can be. You're not going to be able to use that time to build something original, something that your children look at you and say, wow, you did that. But I'm belonging to the generations of millennials where they're not raising their children good. Many are not. They're coming in drunk on a weekend and the kids are seeing it. And they know that's what they've got to go to. They believe that's what they've got to go to. I belong to a millennial generation where drugs are commonplace. And children know it. They see it. I belong to a millennial generation where the digital media finds it effortless to deceive them into what it wants them to do, to vote for who it wants them to vote for. Because they don't stay still. They don't stop drinking. They don't pause long enough, the majority, not all, to look beyond the digital matrix. They don't pause long enough to build something original. But we all can, and we all must. And if we're not all building our own individual thing, we must at least find union in an original way. Because it's strength in numbers. And at present, the union of energy, how many young men right now on this planet are unified at a laptop and some pornography? How many? Think of the power, the energy wasted, burned, gone forever, costing Mother Earth resources, costing people who were innocently suffering the manpower that could have helped them. How many more people are mindlessly watching entertainment tonight, soaps and the like, all plugged into the same place? Their common ground is a mindless entertainment show. How much energy wasted? You don't build change. You don't build original things unless you spend your time in the original aspect of life. And walking out your door now and looking at that night sky, that's the only time you're ever going to be able to look at that night sky in this moment. And what do you want to do? Do you want to sit in front of your TV just like your neighbour is? Do you want to sit and listen to me? Do Do you want to sit and watch the next YouTube video? The next conspiracy? Or do you want to go outside, look at the night sky, take no thought for your life, and receive an original photon that started on a journey beyond comprehension to your mind from a distance you can't imagine? And it's travelled from the divine source, the creation of all, the light that is all. And it comes to you bit by bit. And it's your one opportunity tonight to receive that one photon. What do you choose? Do you choose to receive the message? Do you choose the original path? The only original life you're going to have? Or do you choose to join the crowd? And do exactly the same thing as every person in your street or block of flats is doing? If we want to achieve things in life, we want to achieve things that help, that can manifest from within our hearts. You've got to unplug from the digital media, and you've got to use your time and understand the beauty and the importance and the sovereignty of every single original moment that belongs to you as who you are today. God bless, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here, be it sharing for a particular need or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light, guys. See you soon.